Welcome to Fenway Park on a beautiful day on this Labor Day. It's the Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, Jerry, coming into this series, the Red Sox have their hands full. This Blue Jays team has a game-and-a-half lead atop the American League East, and they are very good.
Well, they're really doing it in all categories, offensively, pitching-wise, defense. They're just the complete ball club right now. And you look at some of the numbers, and it's staggering over the last 35 games. It's 28-7 record over those 35 games, averaging over 6 runs per game. They've hit 58 home runs in the 35 games, and the opponent's only hitting 225 against their pitching staff. So they are really have put it all together. They get that lead against the Yankees right now. They come into Fenway Park with 3 guys with over 30 home runs: Batista, Encarnacion, and Donaldson. I mean, they are very, very dangerous. So this is going to be a very tough series for the Red Sox.
Red Sox playing some pretty good baseball themselves. We'll find out how good against the Toronto Blue Jays today. Rick Porcello has been outstanding. The last 2 outings incredible. In fact, 13 Ks last time out. His 23rd start of the season is coming your way next. First pitch from Fenway right after this. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals by Toyota.com. DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Welcome back to Fenway Park as the Red Sox welcome the Blue Jays in the first of 3 between the Red Sox and the Jays. Red Sox have taken the field, so let's check out the Toronto Blue Jays starting lineup. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Ben Revere leading it off and in left field for the Jays with Josh Donaldson, the heart of their team, batting second at third base. Jose Bautista is in right field with Edwin Encarnacion, the DH. Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop with Justin Smoke at first base. Russell Martin does the catching, batting 7th with Ryan Goins at second base 8th, and Kevin Pillar in center field bats 9th. The Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Rick Porcello, in his 23rd start of the year, comes in at 6-12 with a 5.21 earned run average. He's logged 129 2/3, 110 strikeouts, and opponents sitting at 286 against the tall right-hander. Against the Yankees last time out, he did take the loss, but an outstanding effort. 8 innings, giving up a total of 3 runs. 1 was earned, and he struck out 13 along the way. Umpiring crew, Manny Gonzalez has the plate with Jim Reynolds at first, Paul Schreiber at second, and Fieldon Culbreth, the crew chief, is at third base. First pitch of the ball game from Porcello is in there for strike 1, and we're underway. Well, Ben Revere hitting at .320. No homers and 6 runs batted in. And leading it off here for the Jays. The last 2 outings have been terrific for Rick Porcello since coming off the DL. Revere reaches out and carves it foul off to the left out of play.
And Porcello this year has faced the Blue Jays twice. He's 1-1 on the season, a total of 9 innings in those 2 games.
Alex Spear of the Boston Globe pointing out the sinker situation for Porcello, and certainly more of them since coming off the DL. And that's a guy that had success with that pitch as a member of the Detroit Tigers, and we were kind of waiting for it, and he's been able to return to it, and the success rate has been higher. As you look at the arsenal for Porcello, fastball 65% of the time. That includes the 2-seamer. Swing and a miss, and a good start for Porcello. He had 13 Ks last time, first of today.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They're 11th in the American League with 82 errors on the season. Pablo Sandoval will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. Brock Holt at second. And Travis Shaw, the first baseman. Left to right, Rusney Castillo, Mookie Betts, and Jackie Bradley Jr., Blake Swihart doing the catching for Porcello.
1 down, it brings up Josh Donaldson. And he'll take strike 1. Said he's really the heart and soul of this team, and he has really been for the Blue Jays so far this year. John Gibbons absolutely loves the job that Donaldson has done for him. Coming over from the Oakland A's, and he gets into this one to deep left center field, and that ball is gone. Into the monster seats. Donaldson with his 37th round tripper of the year puts the Blue Jays on top 1-0. Home runs have been a problem for Rick Porcello this season.
For me, you're looking at the MVP in the American League, and Josh Donaldson. He has made an incredible difference to this team. Now, that's supposed to be a sinker down. It stays upstairs, inside, and Donaldson, number 37.
Notches the 100th home run of his career. And puts the Blue Jays on top 1-0. They can do that in a hurry. There is Jose Bautista, who knows all about that as he takes a pitch for a strike. He's got 33 home runs of his own, 94 RBIs, and a .249 average. .409 hitter against Porcello with 1 home run. More than anybody else since the 2011 season for Jose Bautista. And a sharply hit ball on the ground through the left side into left field. So Porcello induces a ground ball, but it is through the left side. That's a 4-game hitting streak now for Bautista. In that streak, he's 6 for 11. Fastball away, just hooks it between that hole between third and short. One out, one on, and Edwin Encarnacion coming up. DH at .268 with 30 home runs, 93 runs batted in. Encarnacion wrapping it foul at the dish. There's no such thing as an automatic out or an easy out anywhere in this Blue Jays order. We talked in the open on how important it's going to be for Porcello to keep that sinker down in the zone today, because of this home run hitting team. Number 1 in the league in home runs, number 1 in the league in runs scored. John Gibbons' team coming in at 78 and 58. They are 20 games over 500. They have a 1.5 game lead over the Yankees. Winners of 7 of their last 10. And a strike in there on the corner at 93 from Porcello. Numbers against Porcello. Another guy who's got good numbers against him at 400. 4 doubles and a home run. Baltimore with a 3-1 lead over the Yankees already today. They're in the second inning at Yankee Stadium. Encarnacion letting that high fastball go by. Baltimore out to the early advantage in that game. Blue Jays will be keeping an eye on that as well today. Gibbons Blue Jays on the road, coming in at 31-33. At home, they've won 47 games, 47-25 at the Rogers Center. Bautista not known for his stealing ability, but still not bad. 6 out of 8.
Yeah, he draws some attention over there because of the 6 steals.
Swing and a miss, and Encarnacion strikes out. Second K for Porcello. And there are 2 down here in the first inning.
No two-seam fastball that time. A cross-seamer that's going to rise, go up and in on Encarnacion to pick up the strikeout. 86th time that Encarnacion struck out this season. In the second of the inning for Porcello.
So 2 down, runner at first, and it brings up Troy Tulowitzki. One of the 2 very big acquisitions for the Blue Jays at the trade deadline, along with David Price. Tulowitzki checking in at .232 so far, 5 homers and 15 runs batted in a Jays uniform, as Tulowitzki getting time from Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire. What an addition he has been, and really just makes that left side credible right now for the Blue Jays between him and Donaldson at short and third base. Of course, part of that deal, Jose Reyes going to the Rockies. Tulowitzki's got to be thrilled to be in a pennant race right now after so many lean years with the Rockies, although did have the one big year in 2007, in which, of course, the Rockies got to the World Series against the Red Sox, but were swept. Or that team that won 21 of their last 22 games to force a one-game playoff and got in to the World Series that year.
Now the Blue Jays very, very active at the trade deadline, and that's when they really took off.
Swinging a foul back. 2-1 now to Tulowitzki. Now, since Tulowitzki has joined the team, the Blue Jays have gone 27-6. Now up over 1,000 games for him in his career. .297 career batting average. Fly ball center field. Betts is out there waiting, and Mookie will put it away. A home run for Josh Donaldson as the Blue Jays on top 1-0. Blue Jays starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers. The quick working Mark Burley into his 27th start of the year, 14-6, with 3.53 ERA. Mookie Betts leading it off and taking strike one. Last time out, a win on Sunday against the Tigers. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Here's a pop-up and foul ground. Back comes Russell Martin. He has got to play, and he makes it for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the rest of the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. You saw Mookie Betts. He's the center fielder with Pablo Sandoval back in there and back in the 2 spot at third base with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. David Ortiz, who had to come out of yesterday's game with a calf problem, back in there today. With Travis Shaw at first base, Rusney Castillo at left. Brock Holt at second. Blake Swihart does the catching. And Jackie Bradley Jr. bats ninth. One down here in the bottom of the first inning, and here is Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval was aching after a swing during batting practice the other day and been out of the lineup the last couple of days, but back in there again today and back in the 2 spot.
Burley today making his second appearance against the Red Sox this season, 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA.
Sandoval sends it up the middle and into center field. A base hit. First base runner of the day for Boston.
The Blue Jays defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are 8th in the American League with 75 errors on the season. Josh Donaldson at third base, Troy Tulowitzki the shortstop, Ryan Goins at second, and Justin Smoke the first baseman. Left to right, Ben Revere, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Bautista. Russell Martin doing the catching for Burley.
1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Sandoval will grab a lead at first base. Xander at 320, 5 homers and 69 runs batted in. And a swing and a miss for strike one. 7-game hitting streak coming in for Xander. 429 along the way. Home run mixed in there as well. A great homestand. 10 for 24 so far in the homestand. Third team to visit Fenway Park as part of this homestand and the final series before the Red Sox head out on the road. Blue Jays coming in last night after being at home and now begin a road trip here today. Thought about it, but takes the ball.
You can see that Burley not a hot thrower. I mean, his fastball will be up in the mid-80s. You see the hits leaders in the American League. Altuve at 167, Bogaerts 163, Kinsler 163.
Throw to first and Sandoval diving back to the bag. Now he's been amazingly durable over the years. 487 consecutive starts without a DL stint. Longest active in the majors. Tulowitzki will go to second for 1, on to first for 2. Double play turned by the Jays. Ends the first inning with Toronto on top 1-0. his 37th of the year. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Uno's. TC and Steve Lyons will have an update on the AL East race. Well, John Gibbons knows a thing or two about the AL East race. Right now on top of the AL East, heading into today's game. Justin Smoak leading it off here for the Jays in the second inning, and a bunt bid with the Red Sox shifting, trying to drop it down that third baseline, but drops it over by the Blue Jays dugout instead.
Wide open is that third base area, and he didn't care how hard he bunted it. He just wanted to get it in that direction right down there, and if he does, he's got himself a base hit.
Smoak will be followed by Martin and Goins in the inning. A .219 average for Smoak. 13 homers, 45 runs batted in. Rolls it over foul and is down 1-2.
A changeup that time for Porcello, so a curveball followed by a changeup to jump ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Jumps back out of the way of the 1-2 that was kind of running in on him. This year in the season series, well, it's gone well for Justin Smoak. In 7 games against Boston, in the lineup again today, and he's got good numbers against Porcello as well. That'll get away, full count. Russell Martin, then Ryan Goins here in the second inning for Toronto. Outside, and a leadoff walk for Justin Smoak. First free pass served up by Rick Porcello of the day. Well, tomorrow is Red Sox hat giveaway night presented by Toyo Tires. All fans in attendance will receive a special 1975 season hat. Visit redsox.com/promos for tickets. A hat that Jerry wore. When did that hat go away, if you recall?
I'm not quite sure. I want to say somewhere around 1980, maybe.
Swinging a foul tip, and that's a strike to Russell Martin.
I think that somewhere around that time he went to the more like the uniform the Red Sox have today, plus the blue hat.
I'm told your recollection is a little fuzzy as time is called.
I know it was sometime around 80, somewhere in there, because I know when I first got here we had those.
Do you want to guess again? No. 1978 was the last year of the red hat. So your first year was the last year.
The last year.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's close
it's
to
close.
1980.
It's close.
Yeah.
A 1-pitch foul back, and it's 0-2. I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that in the first place.
I knew it was in that era, in that time, time frame. I wouldn't quite. I didn't know what year it was. It doesn't. The uniform doesn't matter. It's what you do on the field.
Right. You were locked in on what you were doing at the time.
I didn't know what I was wearing.
I know you didn't like the jersey because it didn't have the button-down buttons on it.
It was a style in those days, though.
Pitch up and in, and it's 1-2. And Porcello with a leadoff walk here in the second inning, and now dealing with Russell Martin, who has been terrific for the Blue Jays this year. Total of 17 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Has done a very good job catching for the Jays. Kind of a position that has been in flux for Toronto for quite some time, and he has stepped in and been very good. Ryan Goins waiting on deck, second baseman for the Jays. They have gone. They check. Yes, he did, says Jim Reynolds. Russell Martin not buying it as he looks down to the first base umpire, but he'll take with him third strikeout for Rick Porcello.
It's a stare down between Martin and the first base umpire, Reynolds. Two-seam fastball outside going inside on Martin. Does he go? Ooh.
Yes, he did.
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure either. Now, Jim Reynolds thought he went. It was a long stare there. Reynolds did his fair share of staring, and then Russell Martin said something, and he agreed. Ryan Goins softly grounding one to first base. Shaw going to go to second base, and a return to first for a double play. Fancy footwork there by Porcello on the back end. And Goins coming up lame as he may have landed awkwardly at the bag. Red Sox turn a DP, 1-0 Blue Jays. Of the second inning, and David Ortiz leading it off here in the second. Right calf yesterday a problem, some soreness, some tightness in that calf, came out of the lineup, back in there today, and a big swing and a miss for strike one. David Ortiz against Burley, very good numbers despite the lefty-lefty matchup. And a grounder that is cranked foul off the front of the Red Sox dugout.
Yeah, I kind of figured that Ortiz would be in the lineup today against Burley with his success. There's the home run yesterday in the ball game, the line shot. That goes way over the bullpen area.
Fouls it off to the left out of play. Blue Jays in the shift on the right side. Ortiz on the ground, foul outside of first.
And so far trying to keep that fastball inside on David Ortiz. Three pitches in, one away.
Maybe getting settled in, trying to break up the rhythm a little bit of Burley, who likes to work quickly. And Ortiz over the shift down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Jumps up into the seats. A ground rule double for Big Papi. So in scoring position with a double to begin things here in the bottom of the second inning.
Now Burley basically stayed with fastballs to Ortiz and that at bat, and he defeats the shift by hitting the line drive right down the line. See that ball middle in, down. And Ortiz with the ground rule double. One big bounce there into the stands. So the Red Sox have a man in scoring position with nobody out.
5-gamer for David. 429 during the 5-game hitting streak. At second base, so keep an eye on him running as Shaw takes pitch outside. Not that he's going anywhere right now, but his ability to run with that catch situation.
And that's something that's important for Brian Butterfield, the third base coach, to know. How is that leg feeling?
Travis Shaw been batting out of the 5 spot for the Red Sox lately and hits a ground ball back up the middle into center field. Ortiz will be stopped at third. It gives you somewhat of an indication. He's not running very hard towards third base and probably cannot.
Yeah, Butterfield right away took a look at how hard Ortiz was running, and it was not very hard at all. You can see that he's still struggling and only can make it as far as third base.
First and third, nobody out, and it brings up Rusney Castillo. And a check swing. Tried to stop it, but he grabs the bat for a foul ball. 279, 5 homers, 25 runs batted in for Rusney. Backs out and takes a look at the signs down there from Brian Butterfield. He had no intentions of looking for the signs initially. And somebody grabbed his attention. And something may be on here.
I think more than anything else is getting Castillo in the habit of looking down for signs. I mean, he didn't look again, and now Butterfield's going to call him out of the batter's box and put on a set of signs.
One. Low and away, and it's 2-1.
That's the changeup right there. It's 78 miles an hour. Now Rusney looks down.
Swinging away and carves it foul. Back to the backstop, evening the count at 2-2. Steele 4 for 24 on the current homestand for the Red Sox, and today dealing with a left-handed pitcher. So well against lefties at .333. Batting with Ortiz at third. Shaw across the diamond at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. And Castillo fouls that off in behind the Red Sox dugout. Nice grab by a fan. 2 hands.
Yeah, a little bit of a jump and a two-handed catch. Nice play.
In the dirt, surrounded by Martin. And a full count now to Castillo. Brock Holt waiting on deck, and again shifting all over this Red Sox lineup. Today batting out of the 7 spot, returning to second base with Sandoval returning to third. Seen Rutledge start the last 2 days at second. Now Rusney, it's a fly ball to right. This will be interesting as from center field, Pilar makes the catch. Here comes Ortiz. The throw is off the mark and then some. David gets in. Shaw falls down around second base as the Red Sox able to tie it up 1-1 on a sac fly. Big Papi coming in from third.
Yeah, you see Batista and Pilar talking right now. I think if Batista makes that play, they may have had a better chance at home play because Pilar was kind of going away from the play. He's going to make the catch, and he's going to have to spin around to make the throw, and the throw is just going to be awful. I mean, it's way, way off target, and that allows Travis Shaw to get into second base.
Not to mention the fact that Batista's got a much better arm.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the ball that Batista should have handled. And had he handled it, they may even have held David Ortiz.
So instead, the run gets in on the sac fly that ties the game. And here is Brock Holt, who takes a pitch in the dirt. 282. Brock starting the day. 2 homers, 38 runs batted in. Had a very good series against Philadelphia. A lot of the Red Sox did offensively, but he was 5 for 9 in the 3-game sweep against the Phillies. Pitch 25 for Burley. He's going to miss outside. on the corner for Burley, and it's 2-1. We're talking about his streak right now, 487 consecutive starts without a DL stint. Also represents the longest active streak in Major League Baseball. Never been on the DL at any point of his career. Fly ball to left field. Revere will get there to make the catch. And back to second goes Shaw with now 2 down. Well, today's suits are designed by Joseph Abboud, custom made in the USA of fine Italian fabrics, available at Men's Warehouse. Jerry, I think technically this is the last day that I can go with a light suit if you believe in the Labor Day thing, right? I mean, this is it.
I think that thing's kind of out the window now.
Right, so I could go with this the rest of the week, maybe?
I think it's a little bit of an old-fashioned thing. Yeah, I wear it every day this week.
I was even going to break out the powder blue, but it is not Joseph Abboud for today. But this is on the ground foul.
The captain Stubing?
Yes, I thought about it because, I mean, that's really the last time. You can't break that out like the end of September.
You can break that out anytime you want. I mean,
2 down here for Swihart. Shaw gains his lead at second base. Thought about it, but Swihart lays off, and it's a ball. Didn't miss by a lot. Comes in with a 6-game hitting streak. He had 455 during the streak. On the ground to short. Tulowitzki has it. That'll wrap up this second inning. Red Sox grab a run, tie the score 1-1. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. A beautiful Labor Day here from Boston. The game tied 1-1. The Blue Jays and Red Sox as we head into the third inning. Kevin Pillar will lead it off. Well, we've had a great partnership with WCAX. And the sports director from WCAX, Mike McCune, joins us once again. Great to see you, Mike.
Great to see you too, Don. Jared, great to see you as
Mike,
well.
how you doing?
Sharon Meyer says hello as well.
Yes, our favorite weather person.
Absolutely.
How has the weather been for you guys so far this summer?
I mean, really, it has been a gorgeous summer. We couldn't really complain about it. Weekends have been fabulous, and after a long, cold winter, as it was for everybody, I think we all deserved a nice summer.
There's a ground ball down the third baseline foul. Well, one thing we noticed that last time we were in Montreal, which I'm guessing, Jerry, was what, like 2000?
A long time ago.
Yeah. So 2 or 3, I think, when we were there. But at the time, a lot of Red Sox fans made their way. In fact, I would say more Red Sox fans than anywhere else went to see the Red Sox. And most of them came from Vermont. And of course, This is in the air down the right field line, foul. There's been a lot of talk about perhaps baseball coming back to Montreal. What have you heard in that regard?
There definitely seems to be a building sense of momentum in Montreal, because obviously the big thing is getting a new stadium built.
Yep.
And you'd want to get one built downtown, because I mean the Big O is kind of antiquated for baseball when it was built, even back in the 70s. But you are correct. I mean, once those interleague series began, a lot of fans from our area would go up there and you know, if Camden Yards was Fenway South, Montreal was Fenway North. They just kind of took things over, and the folks up there, Warren Cromartie's done a big
line to third and picked on a hop by Sandoval. Gets up and throws out Pilar for the first out of the inning.
Sandoval, who's been out of the lineup for a few days, no problem there with the back, and he has been excellent going to his left recently. A lot of these type of plays, diving to his left. As balls hit so hard, he had plenty of time to get up and make that throw to first base to get Pilar, who has very good speed.
And, you know, the last couple of years, there's been a big push in there to kind of get momentum built. The Blue Jays have hosted a couple of exhibition games at the end of the preseason each year. We've gone up to see those in action, talk to the fans. There's genuine excitement building, and I think especially if a team like Tampa Bay goes up, I mean, you have automatic built-in rivalries. You got Boston, Montreal. You've got Toronto, Montreal, and there's already the animosity built in between those teams as well.
There's a ground ball down the first baseline, picked there by Shaw for the second out of the inning. Well, of course, Felipe Alou was back here for the Pedro Martinez ceremony as well, when he had his number retired, and his days in Montreal certainly well documented. Do you have any stories about the two of them?
I don't have a story about the two of them, but one of the first times that I was going up to Montreal to cover an Expos game, we went into the locker room afterwards, and I was standing to the side of the desk from Felipe Alou, and I felt like I had to ask a question, and I don't even remember what the question was, but I asked it, and it was some dumb, wet behind the ears, new person question.
In the air to right field, Bradley Jr. is there to make the catch that ends the inning.
And he just stared at me and he's like, "Who are you?"
Mike McHugh, thanks so much. Thanks for your
Thank you
partnership
very much,
as well.
Jared. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
Mike.
to see you.
Back at Fenway Park with the score, tied 1-1, and there's a liner into left center field off the bat of Jackie Bradley Jr. Pilar gathers and gets it back into the infield and overthrows a couple of cutoff men, but it's backed up by Burley, and Jackie Bradley Jr. aboard with a single to begin things here in the home half of the third.
That's an 8-game hitting streak now for Bradley. A little bit of a cut fastball that time away from him and goes with it to left center field for the base hit. Pilar having a little trouble throwing so far in this game today, as he overthrows everybody at second base, but backed up by Burley.
Well, the hitting streak that you mentioned, 8 games at .521 during that time. And ball gets away. Bradley thought about it and stays at first base.
Yeah, if you're not sure, stay home. You know, and that time he couldn't quite see and didn't know how far that ball got away from the catcher, Russell Martin, so he stays at first base.
Lead runner on here now for the Red Sox, and Bradley at first base. Second time through for the Red Sox here against Burley. And a pitch for a strike over the outside corner. Mookie fouled out to the catcher, Russell Martin, in the first inning. 0 for 1. Orioles have added their lead against the Yankees, on top 4-1 now in the third inning. Line into left field, a base hit for Mookie Betts. Bradley will move up to second. And the first 2 Red Sox have reached here in the bottom of the third inning.
Al Betts, 13 straight games now with that base hit. So the Red Sox bring a good solid contact against Burley here early in the ball game. That last game up at the Skydome, it was a very easy time for Burley against the Red Sox. Not so early in this game.
Well, on the phone was Pete Walker, the pitching coach for the Blue Jays, and they get some stirring going on right now. Sandoval dropping a bunt down. Burley fields and throws, and he's able to get Sandoval. So up to second and third go the Red Sox with now 1 out.
Well, the Red Sox playing a little small ball early in this ball game, and Sandoval gets the bunt, perfect bunt down that third base line. That's where you want to go at first and second, and a forced play at third. Bunted hard, pull the third baseman off the bag. No play there. They have to go to first base.
Well, there is action up for the Blue Jays already in this game, with Burley giving up back-to-back hits here in the third. Seems like John Gibbons with a short leash today for Mark Burley, perhaps. One down, Xander Bogaerts standing in. Now, Jerry, a lot of these teams heading down the stretch. You look at the month of September for teams that head to the postseason. It seems their postseason begins in September to get to the postseason, especially if it's close, and they got to play it like it's a playoff game here.
Absolutely, you're exactly right. I mean, a game and a half lead, that's really nothing with 4 weeks left in the season.
You don't want to end up with that wild card where you play just one game. And as the pitch is strike. Second and third, 1 out, and Bogaerts batting. Bradley at third, Betts at second. Fouled off to the right, out of play. DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings giving out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry to a one-day fantasy baseball contest today using promo code NESSN. 1-2 pitch to Xander coming up. On the ground towards short. Tulowitzki is going to go to first, and the Red Sox are going to take a 2-1 lead. On the ground out by Bogaerts. He picks up his 70th RBI, and the Red Sox lead it 2-1.
Yeah, obviously you're trying to do more with a couple of men in scoring position, but with the infield back, if you make contact, you got to pick up a run, and that's exactly what Bogaerts did there on the ground ball at shortstop.
So Boston on top. Mookie Betts moves over to third base, and it brings up David Ortiz in a double in the second inning. Ground rule double. Came around to score the Red Sox first run on a sac fly by Rusney Castillo. Ortiz now to left field. Revere going back at the wall. It's high off the wall. Run scores. David thinking 2, throw going there, and Ortiz will be safe. His second double of the day produces a run, and Boston goes on top 3-1.
I thought that had a chance when it left the bat very high off the left field wall for David Ortiz. Back-to-back doubles for him in this game. It's like a breaking ball that time, and a good job by Ortiz taking that pitch to the opposite field. And missed by about, what, 6 feet? And Ortiz got in there by about 2 inches.
It's almost like the ball beat him there, but Tulowitzki didn't get the tag down quick enough.
Sometimes it's hard as a middle infielder when your back's turned to the runner, you know, to catch the ball, spin, and tag the runner. It's you get a little confused sometimes.
Travis Shaw with a single to center field his first time up. Takes a pitch and runs in on him that time to even the count at 1-1. To center field. Pilar is there to make the catch. Bill of the cap high that ends the inning. Red Sox grab a pair, take a 3-1 lead to the 4th inning. You can get $100. Just text money to 36698. Message and data rates may apply. Well, it's to the 4th inning we go with the Red Sox on top 3-1. Newly found lead for Rick Porcello. Jose Bautista leads it off and skies one foul. Sandoval gives it a look, but that'll get back into the crowd.
A lot of Blue Jays fans here at Fenway Park today. When they get introduced prior to the ball game, I mean, it sounded almost like a home game for them.
There are a lot here today, no doubt about it. This is an excited fan base, and they got a lot to be excited about. A curveball there that gets in for a strike. Some lean years for a very good baseball town. There's no doubt about that. And they are fired up for what this year could bring. Check swing foul backing out of play. Top to bottom, I know we're really bad at being experts as far as how far teams are going to go, but you got to like the Blue Jays' chances.
You love their offense. Their pitching has been better than we anticipated.
Swing and a miss. Bautista goes chasing, does not look good as he strikes out. That's the 4th strikeout for Porcello as we check in with Garen.
Thanks, John. I'm here with Bill O'Donnell, and he was the Red Sox bat boy from 1953 to 1955. What was it like for you to be back on the field today?
It was very good. It would have been better if Ted Williams was here, though. The greatest hitter that ever lived.
How special was it to be celebrating your 80th birthday, presenting the game ball with your entire family here?
Excellent. To see my family, my children, and and the grandchildren was wonderful. Great kids.
Always special to come back to Fenway.
It certainly is. Yeah.
All right.
Good. Yeah.
Don, back to you guys.
All right, Karen, thanks very much. Think back over the years to all the Bat Boys in attendance here at Fenway Park over the years and their memories. Being around the ballpark here at Fenway every day, all part of the story of Fenway Park. 2-0 pitch to Edwin Encarnacion in there for a strike. Now we talked about the acquisitions for the Blue Jays at a crucial time around the trade deadline, and they go out and get David Price to better their rotation, and boy has it ever. And as a clubhouse, Jerry, you know more about this than I do. I would think when an organization goes out and gets some pretty key players like a Tulowitzki, like a Price, you know you're all in.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, this was a good club prior to, you know, making the moves that they made. And, you know, they just felt they needed a few more additions to take them over the edge. And, you know, when you're sitting in that clubhouse and teams are doing stuff and you're not doing anything, it becomes very frustrating. And all of a sudden you make a couple of moves the way they did. They were very, very active, and, you know, it re-energizes everybody.
On the ground to shortstop. Bogarts to his left. He'll take care of Encarnacion for the second out. 6 in a row retired by Porcello. See Dennis Leary, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Wright, and more. The 21st annual Comics Come Home at the TD Garden on Saturday, November 7th. Proceeds benefit the Cam Neely Foundation for Cancer Care. For tickets, visit Ticketmaster.com. 2 down in the fourth, and it brings up Troy Tulowitzki. Flying out to center field in the first inning. Off the end of the bat, foul to our right. First pitch strikes for 12 of 14 batters for Porcello so far in this contest. So he has been ahead. Tulowitzki will foul it back and out of play. Same spot. Porcello ahead here, 0-2 is 4 Ks. Another foul fly off to the right out of play down that right field line. Strikeout high last time out for Rick Porcello to the tune of 13 strikeouts. And a new career high for him. Game, amazingly, that he ended up taking the loss in. A little bit high, actually a lot high. And it's 2-2.
That's second time in a row they've tried to climb the ladder on Tulowitzki.
Carl Willis' pitching coach looking on as Blake Swihart thinks about what they're going to do here. Breaking ball in the dirt. That evens a count of 2-2.
See Swihart, the eyes always moving, watching the hit him, seeing if he changes his stance at all. Maybe opens up his front foot. That would lead him to believe he's looking for something inside. I mean, a lot going on behind the plate.
How often do guys peek back?
Oh, not well. Some guys try, but it's not as often as you think.
Close pitch, and Porcello is headed to the dugout, but does not get the call from Manny Gonzalez.
Yeah, pretty good pitch. Maybe just a little bit outside, but very close, and a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes.
Third full count of the day for Porcello. Tulowitzki lines out to third to Sandoval. Pablo is right there to make the catch. Red Sox have a 3-1 lead. Bank is here to make your banking and your day easier. See how at easternbank.com. Hear your first Eastern Bank. Red Sox with a 3-1 lead. Burley back on the hill. Dealing with 6, 7, and 8. Rusney Castillo, Brock Holt, Blake Swihart. There's a swing and a foul tip off the bat of Castillo. Has him down 0-2. Mark Burley's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. In the air down the right field line towards the pole, and a foul ball. Short of it and to the right of the pole.
A long time for Reynolds to make that call, the first base umpire, because it was so close to the pole. And very difficult sometimes to see down in that direction. Ball slicing away just a little bit. Batista going over, but just to the right of the foul pole. Maybe they're going to look at it.
Take a look as they are going to challenge this, and crew chief Fielding Culbreth.
I think it's to the right of the pole. Did it hit the pole? It might have hit the pole.
It's the pole. It's gone.
Let's see if it changes directions when it hits the pole. If it does. Ooh. It may have.
Wow.
Ball coming down. Does it hit and change directions?
I can't tell.
It's hard to tell because it was on that angle coming down, but
this is a crew chief review, so not a Red Sox challenge. The crew chief wanted to check it out himself, and the crew chief is Fielding Culbreth on this crew.
if it did hit it, it was a glancing blow.
Call on the field was a foul ball made by Jim Reynolds, the first base umpire, one of the two umpires with a headset on right now.
Yeah, those shots there, you're going to see it go behind the pole. This shot here, you see it go obviously to the foul side of the pole. The question is, did it hit the pole? I don't know, Don.
I don't know either, and we've looked at it several times. I can't tell if it changes direction or if it just slid on past. Will it be definitive enough to overturn the call? See how hard that call was to make, too, for Jim Reynolds, well down the line. But
you know, he really waited a long time to make that call, to make sure he tried to get it right. Be something if it is a home run, because you see Rusney Castillo from behind home plate start to run the bases.
And a good long look here, as they're not entirely sure. Now we have an answer, it looks like. Foul ball. So they didn't see anything definitive enough.
Well, if they're looking at the same replays we're looking at, that was very, very tough to tell if it did hit or not.
So count of 0-2. And Torre Bello appreciating the check. Now Rusney, it's a soft ground ball left side. Donaldson cuts it off, throws on the run, and it's not in time. Beat out by Rusney Castillo. Donaldson had to hurry, and that throws in the dirt. Dug out by Smoke, but Castillo beats it out.
Now Castillo showing his speed down the first base line. Donaldson makes a nice play, but can't get much on the throw. It's got a one hop to first base, and Rusney definitely beats that out. Nice pick at first base by Smoke, but you can see clearly the foot on the bag before it's in the glove of Justin Smoke.
Lead runner on here for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Brings up Brock Holt. Flied out to left field in the second inning. 0 for 1. Three runs, 7 hits, no errors for Boston. A run, 2 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. On the ground and into center field. A base hit for Brock Holt. Castillo stops at second. Throw goes to third. And the Red Sox have had the first 2 reach here in the fourth inning. It is the 3rd consecutive inning the Red Sox have had the first 2 reach.
That's the 2nd time today that Holt has hit the ball well to a line out in his first at bat to left field. This time the hard base hit up the middle. And out comes Pete Walker, the pitching coach. By the dive of Ryan Goins at second base. Castillo has to hold up right there as the throw comes in very quickly.
Well, for every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. 2 on and nobody out for the Red Sox here in the fourth inning. More action for the Jays is the same action they had before. The left-hander Aaron Loop in the Toronto pen. Swihart grounded out to shortstop in the second inning. Shows bunt, drops it down. Burley's going to first with it, and the throw a little bit off the mark, but a good stretch there by Goins, who is covering the bag at first. Sacrifice complete.
I was seeing a couple of sacrifices. One last inning by Sandoval. Now Swihart getting the bunt down, almost thrown away by Burley at first base. Burley's got no play other than first base, but almost threw it away. Good play by Ryan Goins, the second baseman, to catch that ball in contact with the bag.
Second and third, 1 down. Jackie Bradley Jr. will take a pitch outside for ball 1. His second look today at Mark Burley. Single to center field off Burley in the third inning. On the ground foul, kind of in on the thumbs of Bradley Jr. .480 since August the 9th. With runners in scoring position. Overall very good at .351 for Bradley. At Castillo at third, Holt at second, 1 away. Started with an infield hit to third for Castillo. Single to center for Holt. A sacrifice bunt for Swihart. Bradley will take ball 3. Donaldson on the bid to get Castillo at first base. Could not get him. Swing and a miss. Full count as Burley battles back.
Fastball that time at 80 miles an hour.
To right and in for a base hit. From third base comes Castillo. Holt to be stopped. Throw is cut off. And the Red Sox take a 4-1 lead. Jackie Bradley Jr. in his second hit of the day gives the Sox a 3-run lead.
That brings out John Gibbons out of that Toronto dugout. Not there today for Burley.
So the pitching changed from Fenway with the Red Sox on top now 4-1. responsible for the runners on at first and third. As Aaron Loup now on here for the Blue Jays, dealing with the top of the Red Sox order. Loup into his 50th game of the year, 2-5 with a 5.11 earned run average, 40 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponents hitting at .270 against him. On the ground to third, off the glove of Donaldson to short. Run will score. Holt in from third. Red Sox take a 5-1 lead. Hot shot off the bat of Mookie Betts.
And that ball was hit hard enough where if Donaldson comes up with it, they may have a double play. That ball right off the glove of Donaldson right there. Once that happens, no play at any base. And the Red Sox picking up another run. I see how they score. This is going to be interesting scoring. I think it's a ball that Donaldson could have handled.
A lot on it, but certainly appeared to be there and off the glove. And they're calling it a base hit. So a base hit and an RBI for Mookie Betts. First and second now. Still with only 1 out in the inning, and Pablo Sandoval with his 3rd plate appearance of the day. And he gets hit. On the wrist it appeared, and Pablo hit again. Brad Pearson, the trainer, coming out along with the manager Torey Lovello. This will load the bases for the Red Sox, but first they got to check on Pablo. John Gibbons has action in his pen. Right-hander Mark Lowe up in the pen. He is going to make the change. So Loup comes in, faces 2 batters, gives up the infield hit, hits a batter, and Gibbons back to his pen. So a pitching change as they continue to check on Pablo. Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Back at Fenway Park, Pablo Sandoval is going to stay in the game, and this is where he got hit.
Right on the left wrist, it looked like, or just below the left wrist.
So he stays in the game at first base, and the Red Sox have him loaded. Still hurts over there as he flexes that wrist. Here's Xander Bogaerts. Still only 1 out in the inning. And a fly ball to right field. Batista coming in, still coming in, and he'll make the catch. It is not deep enough for Bradley to try it, especially with the arm of Batista. So everything stays status quo. Bases loaded with now 2 down.
Yeah, Batista too close to home plate, and with that throwing arm, or you're not going to test it.
New pitcher is Ryan Tepera into the game. His 23rd appearance of the year, 0-1 with a 2.19 ERA. 17 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents hitting at 174 against Tepera. Well, ready to deal with David Ortiz with the bases loaded. Already a good day for David. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game with 2 doubles and an RBI. In the dirt to the backhand goes Russell Martin.
Now so far today for Ortiz, 2 doubles, 1 pulling the ball off Burley down to the right field corner, bouncing into the stands, 1 going off the top of the Green Monster to the opposite field. That's been the day so far for Ortiz.
David has 11 career grand slams and takes a high strike to even the count of 1-1. Here are the numbers to go along those 11 grand slams, a 366 average. The bases loaded. He's got Bradley at third, Betts at second, Sandoval at first. Now 2 down in the inning. On the ground into the shift, it's Goins in short right, who throws out Ortiz and ends the inning. But the Red Sox able to score 2 in the inning and take a 5-1 lead. In their 137th game, the Red Sox beat the Orioles 3-1. Dick Pole got the win, and Carlton Fisk tripled for the Sox. Now, here today in 2015, the Red Sox have a 5-1 lead over the Toronto Blue Jays as we head into the 5th inning. It is 6, 7, and 8 for Toronto. Smoke, Martin, and Goins expected to bat. Long wait for Porcello. But they add to his run total for him of run support, so it's all good if you're Rick Porcello right now. Gave up a run in the first on a solo home run by Josh Donaldson, but that has been it. The only blemish so far for Porcello. He has 4 strikeouts through the first 4 innings. Here's an 0-1. Fly ball to right field. Over goes Bradley towards the seats, and that ball is going to be gone. Home run. Justin Smoke with his 14th home run of the year. And the Blue Jays do what they do. That's homer, and that's their second of the day. It's now 5-2 Boston.
Now that's Smoke's third career home run against Rick Porcello. Hits a fastball that's up just about even with the belt and hooks it down that right field line. Jackie Bradley Jr. jumping on top of the wall, but no possible catch for him.
Now Russell Martin will take ball one for Rick Porcello. 2 home runs allowed today. Now 23 allowed on the season for the right-hander. His 60th pitch. And that is in there for a strike. 1-1. Two and one. So he reacts to this leadoff home run by Justin Smoke to open up the 5th inning. Breaks up a string of 8 in a row retired by Porcello. Evens at 2-2. Martin, a strikeout victim in the second. 1 of 4 today for Porcello, and that'll miss outside at 92 miles an hour. Count runs full now. On deck is Ryan Goins, the Jays' second baseman. On the ground towards short, to his left is Xander. First out of the inning goes 6-3. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC and Steve Lyons will break down today's game. You'll hear from Rick Porcello. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? Shadows make their way to the home plate area with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Takes us to Ryan Goins. Tapped into a 3-6-1 double play in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1 on the day. Right down the middle as it turned out for strike 1.
That's the thing about these Blue Jays. I mean, you know, they're never really out of a game because they get so much home run power. A couple of base runners, a bomb, and all of a sudden you're back in the ball game.
Already into the pen pretty quickly today is John Gibbons. The starter chased after 3 1/3. I want to remind you to follow the Red Sox all season with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet today. 0-2 pitch coming up here to Ryan Goins. That has him spinning out of the way. He's a fastball up and in. To center field, Mookie Betts back there with plenty of room for the 2nd out of the inning. Well, tickets for the 2015-2016 Boston Bruins season are on sale now. Purchase your tickets by visiting bostonbruins.com or by using the Bruins mobile app. Two down here in the 5th inning, and it brings up Kevin Pillar. Grounded out to third base in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1. And he takes a breaking ball at the top of the zone for a strike. Pillar pop it up foul. That'll get out of play. Off to the left. No 2. in the dirt outside. We've seen Pilar defensively make some highlight reel film type catches all season long for the Jays.
Yeah, he's played well against the Red Sox in the games we've watched him, both offensively and defensively.
That's ninth in this order, but shouldn't feel bad about that. This is a very, very good lineup. So it's not your average number 9 guy out of the 9 spot. He's got 10 home runs and 46 runs driven in from the 9 spot. Top of the order, Ben Revere waiting on deck. Outside for ball 3. Porcello coming in with a 6-12 mark, a 5.21 earned run average. 5th full count of the day. And a ground ball, base hit by the dive of Brock Holt at second base. Pilar on with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Stanley, the official tools of the Boston Red Sox when you demand performance in action on the job site.
Right now, Pilar becomes a threat to steal. Even though they're down by 3 runs, he's got 18 on the season.
Shaw holding on. Pilar at first base with 2 down in the inning. Ben Revere coming up. Revere struck out in the first, grounded out to first base in the third, 0 for 2. For ball 1 apparently.
That's exactly where Porcello wants those fastballs. 2 down in that area. That time not getting the benefit of the call.
3-6 his record against the Blue Jays in his career with a 5.26. That's a strike this time, and it evens at 1-1. And a tough time against him prior to today coming in. 8 earned runs in 9 innings. 8.00 ERA in 2 games started against the Jays this year prior to today. Throw to first, and Pilar back to the bag, had to dive. Home run by Justin Smoke down the right field line started this inning. Got Martin to ground to short. Goins fly to center, a single for Pilar. Another check on him, and back to the bag again successfully. In the air to center field. Bats over towards right center. Has got a beat on it and puts it away to end the inning. Home run by Smoke. It's now 5-2 Boston. Let's take a look at the Red Sox box score. Jays getting a run back in their half of the fifth inning. Red Sox coming to bat in their half, and it's Travis Shaw who leads it off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The parent back on the mound here for the Jays. Got the final 2 outs of the fourth inning. And Shaw getting his third AB of the day. Single to center, lined out to center. And lines this foul back into the grandstand area. Just one Nexium 24-hour day gives you all day, all night protection from frequent heartburn. Go to Nexium24hour.com for savings and pick up Nexium 24-hour at your local Stop and Shop. Shaw, the single in the second inning, has 1 of 10 Red Sox hits. Takes a fastball right down the middle, down 1-2.
95 on that last fastball from Tepera. Used both that and a cut fastball.
All the runs the Red Sox have charged to the starter today for the Jays, Mark Burley. 3 1/3, 5 runs on 9 hits. Didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. Shaw with a swing and a miss on a pitch up, and he strikes out. It's the first K of the day for Blue Jays pitching.
Now the Red Sox have used the sacrifice a couple of times today to get men in scoring position. First of all, Sandoval grounding a ball to the third base side, moving 2 runners up. Then Bogarts with the ground ball to shortstop gets a run home. Jackie Bradley coming in. Swihart also sacrificing in this game to get men at second and third. And after that, Jackie Bradley Jr. with a base hit to drive in a run. And Mookie Betts also with a base hit to drive in a run.
Well, Castillo chasing that breaking ball for strike 1. Some small ball here today for Torey Lovullo, and so far Red Sox on top 5-2. Trying to keep this Blue Jays offense at bay. We've already had 2 home runs, but fortunately for the Red Sox, both solo home runs. Tepera has retired all 3 Red Sox that he's faced since coming into the game.
Cut fastball right at the top of the strike zone inside. To Rusney Castillo, that time called a strike, just barely a strike.
Tepera, a September call-up for the Blue Jays. Pitching very well at AAA for the most part of this year. 21 outings with Buffalo, posted a 1.06 earned run average. Just 4 earned runs in 34 innings pitched, and he kept International League hitters to a 138 average. With the Blue Jays giving up just 2 earned runs in 17 1/3. This is to deep short. Tulowitzki plants and throws and gets it there in time. Nice play by Troy Tulowitzki for the second out here of the 5th. Well, your next fill-up could be free with Gulf Oil's new rewards program, PowerPoints. Visit GulfPowerPoints.com to sign up and start earning free gas. It's that easy. 2 down here in the 5th inning, and it'll bring up Brock Holt. He has flied out to left, single to center, and scored a run. Takes strike 1. On deck, Blake Swihart. There are 2 outs here in the 5th. On the ground towards Goins at second base for out number 3. 5 done from the Fens. Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. If the season ended today, who is your AL MVP? Text 1 for Josh Donaldson. Text Sox 2 for Mike Trout. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy. Jerry, we don't get to see a lot of Mike Trout. We know how good Mike Trout is, but we see a lot more of Josh Donaldson than we do Mike Trout.
I voted for Donaldson only because of the change that he's made in this Toronto, the whole makeup of the club.
He has been as valuable as you can be to his new team, and it's a base hit to right field. Kind of fought that one off for a base hit, his second hit of the afternoon.
Yeah, actually got jammed on that a little bit and able to just push the ball between that hole at first and second.
Now look at the numbers. Both are AL MVP candidates in 133 games for Trout, a 298 average, 34 home runs. Donaldson with a 303 average in 135 games and more home runs. 106 runs scored, too, to 88 runs scored, and certainly part of a better offense than the one that Trout operates out of with the Angels. More protection around Donaldson. So far, Donaldson out of the gate, leading our Scion TC poll at 70%. Here is Jose Bautista. Nobody out in the sixth inning, and a pop-up foul backing out of play. The Red Sox family 4-packs are back in this special package. Fans will get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas for $75. This great deal is even available for Red Sox Hat Night tomorrow and Fred Lynn Bobblehead Night on September 22nd. Tickets are available at redsox.com/family 4-packs. Truly is a great deal. Hope you'll take advantage of it. Donaldson at first base, held on by Shaw. As Bautista standing in here, 1 for 2 today. A single in the first. And a pop-up on the left side that has Sandoval racing into foul ground to make the catch. For the first out here of the 6th inning.
Let's look how they go about pitching Bautista and that at bat. I know it's only 3 pitches, but they start him off with a fastball inside to get him thinking in that area. And then Porcello goes away from him first with a fastball. That's just going to miss the outside corner. Then a cut fastball, and they get the pop-up for the out. Show me inside and throw me away.
Rick Porcello's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 1/3, 5 hits. 2 runs. They're both earned. A walk and 4 Ks. Runs are home runs. As Encarnacion trickles this down the third baseline, and Sandoval just puts it in his pocket. No chance to get Encarnacion a full swing, but it acted like a bunt down that third baseline.
You see how deep Sandoval is, and he should be against Encarnacion, and he just taps one down that third base line. Sandoval barehands it, but wise not to make a throw. Got to navigate through this very dangerous part of the lineup.
2 on, 1 away, and Troy Tulowitzki coming up. He is 0 for 2. Lined out to center in the first, lined out to third in the 4th inning. Blue Jays fans trying to get a "Let's Go Jays" chant going, and Fenway faithful drowning them out. Here's a liner on a hop. Yes, as touching second base is Brock Holt. Turns out to be a double play as the Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. They live and work. Today we welcome the Oak Square YMCA of Greater Boston at historic Fenway Park. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community.
Now you look at Brock Hall in that last double play, and he's kind of holding the runner on second base, and then gets the line drive. Now he's got the umpire in his way for a little bit, so he's able to see the ball past the umpire, make the play on the line drive, and just touch second base. So positioned perfectly was Holt. Had to deal with the umpire on the line drive, and still gets the double play.
Blake Swihart leading it off and sending one to right field. Deeply situated was Bautista, and that gets in for a base hit to begin things here in the bottom of the sixth. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? All right, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway Park, big crowd on hand to see the Red Sox and Blue Jays on this Labor Day play the first of a 3-game series. These American League East rivals, as Jackie Bradley Jr. from the number 9 spot has singled to center, singled to right, and driven in a run. Swihart gains his lead at first base. Pretty big swing there on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Tepera.
That base hit by Swihart to lead off the inning gives him now a 7-game hitting streak. A lot of Red Sox on hitting streaks right now.
Fly ball the other way with some authority. Revere turns and watches that go. Gets up over the green monster in left field. Opposite field for Jackie Bradley Jr. 2-run home run has the Red Sox on top 7-2. I'll be honest with you, Joe. I didn't think it had enough off the bat, but it did just get up over the wall.
Now that ball was a rocket by Bradley. And, you think back a year ago, Don, and how many times did you see him go with authority to the opposite field? Not very often at all. But now he's taking those pitches that are away from him and driving them hard to the opposite field. Right into the first row of the monster seats.
So a 2-run shot and a pitch for a strike to Betts. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. The 1 pitch is upstairs and evens the count at 1-1. Tepera had retired the first 5 Red Sox that he faced since being summoned from the pen, but a single and a home run later, and now it is a 5-run Red Sox lead. Home run number 8 for Jackie Bradley Jr. 3 RBI day, now has 35 of them. Sprayed foul off to the right, out of play. More action for the Jays. The right-hander Liam Hendricks warming up for Toronto. Ten relievers now for John Gibbons as part of these September call-ups that he could go to in that pen. There's a ground ball. Tulowitzki to the backhand, leaps and throws, and it's late. Too much speed from Mookie Betts. Pretty good bid, though, by Troy Tulowitzki.
Now you got 6 hits between Betts and Bradley. Bradley with the 3-for-3 day going, including the home run. Betts now picks up his 3rd hit. Nice effort by Tulowitzki, but too much speed for Mookie Betts. 1, 2, 3, and then the jump throw to first base. That's too many with a guy like Betts running.
13th 3-hit game of the year for Mookie Betts. On board here with nobody out, and Pablo Sandoval the batter. Popped up left side. Tulowitzki going into short left to make the catch for the first out here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Children's Hospital Boston. towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Well, John Gibbons out to make the change. Red Sox now have a 7-2 lead. Here comes Hendricks. DC and Steve Lyons a preview Henry Owens start against the Blue Jays. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Well, the Yankees have taken a 5-4 lead over the Orioles, while the Blue Jays here now trailed by 5 runs with the Red Sox on top 7-2. Xander Bogaerts the batter as he takes strike one. The new pitcher is Liam Hendricks. Now into the game. His 48th appearance, 4-0, the 2.57 earned run average, 59 strikeouts, 10 walks, and opponent sitting at 226 against the right-hander. Line foul back into the grandstand off to the right. Well, the Red Sox have banged out 13 hits in this game, but Xander does not have one. He's bounced into the double play, grounded to short, fly to right. The only member of the Red Sox of their starting cast today not to have a hit. To left center. It looks like he's going to have one now. This one's going to grab some wall. Betts coming around from first base, trying to score. He will. And this will put Boston on top 8-2. Welcome to the hit parade, Xander Bogaerts.
What a bad 0-2 pitch that was. I mean, he's way ahead of Bogaerts. No balls and 2 strikes. And leaves a flat breaking ball out over the plate. Looks like a cut fastball. It just stays out over home plate. And Bogaerts really crushes this off that left field wall.
Well, now an 8-game hitting streak for Xander at 406. Couple doubles, a home run, 9 RBIs. His most recent just plated Mookie Betts to give the Red Sox an 8-2 advantage. Now David Ortiz with his 4th at bat of the day. Going for the downs as you might imagine, but tardy on the 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
A little giddy up on that fastball at 97 and upstairs.
Fouled off to the left. That's out of play. Where does he rank at Fenway Park all time? Yesterday got his 200th. Williams, Yastrzemski, and Rice ahead of him in that category. All Hall of Famers. The 0-2 pitch is up high, not chasing, 1-2. And again at 97. Grounded foul off the fencing in front of the Red Sox dugout. We'll do it again, 1-2. David with 2 doubles today, 1 to right, 1 to left. He's driven in a run. Last time up, grounded out to second base. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, and Ortiz strikes out. So he goes to a breaking ball to get him for the 2nd out.
Yeah, first time he saw the curveball. That's first one that Hendricks has thrown. And no contact by David Ortiz. That curveball right down the middle of the plate, too.
Mika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 outs here in the 6th inning, and Travis Shaw, the batter. 1 for 3 day. Shaw singling to center in the 2nd, lined out to center in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Fly ball, center field. Pilar battling the sun will make the catch that ends the inning. 3 more for the Red Sox, including a 2-run home run opposite field for Jackie Bradley Jr.
Today for the Red Sox, 4 strikeouts in the ball game. A curveball doing the honors that time. Fastball up and in on Encarnacion. Little fastball on the inside corner. The check swing called. And then a slider away from Bautista or a cut fastball. One of the two. I thought it might have been a cutter.
Now Justin Smoak leading it off with the Red Sox now on top 8-2. Smoak has been on twice, a walk in the 2nd, a solo home run in the 5th. Orioles have grabbed a run, so now the Orioles and Yankees are tied 5-5 in the 7th inning at Yankee Stadium. Back and forth they go in that contest today in the Bronx. Got a piece of Swihart on the foul tip.
Ooh, ring-a-ding-ding.
That was excellent analysis, I thought.
I hate
really
those because you don't know what to say, and you're supposed to say something. I don't know. You know,
you're not the best in the league for nothing. You know, you 2-1 pitch. Yeah, that is in there for a strike. 2-2. Shifting are the Red Sox here on Justin Smoke. And a pitch in the dirt for a full count. Now 90 pitches deep is Rick Porcello. 6 full counts on the day now for Porcello. Russell Martin, and then we'll see Ryan Goins. Ball 4, and Porcello walks Smoke. Second time he's done that today. Well, tonight at 10 on NESN Sports Today, Adam Pellerin and Lisa Hillary will have a report from Foxborough as the Patriots gear up for the Steelers. NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. Lead runner on here for the Blue Jays in the 7th inning. Russell Martin has struck out and grounded out. 0 for 2. Now ground ball to short, could be 2. Bogarts to second for 1. A little trouble getting it out of his glove, but still plenty of time for Holt to turn it. 6-4-3 twin killing, 2 away here in the 7th.
Yeah, Holt had all kind of time because the ball was hit hard to Bogarts. The quick underhand flip, and even though he couldn't get a handle on it, still had plenty of time to get Martin at first base. You see the runner peeling off Smoke. Brock just kind of a helpless feeling when he can't get the grip on the baseball on a double play, but still had plenty of time.
Once, twice, a couple times reaching in there.
Where is that thing?
So that is the second double play of the day turned by the Red Sox, and it brings up Ryan Goins. The second baseman grounding into the first double play back in the second. Flied out to center in the 5th. Now a liner foul to the left out of play. The 94 today, reaching the average. 112, the high for Porcello. Center fielder Mookie Betts over towards right center. Gap in left center field for Goins. And a chopper down the first baseline. That is a foul ball. Jim Reynolds on the call down there. Wants to get by the bag at first. Became his ruling, and he made it.
Got a couple of tough ones today. Certainly that home run call, or foul ball, I should say, down the right field line. That ball very close at first base.
One ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Fouled off again to the left hand, out of play. Swing and a miss, and Goins got a piece of it apparently as he stays alive.
That's a good changeup by Porcello right there too, and Goins just getting some of the bat on the ball. Or did he?
I guess. I don't know.
Second look, it didn't look like it.
If you're an umpire, I wonder how much hearing goes into that, whether or not you
I think it's tough because it hits the ground.
Yep. '100th pitch of the day for Rick Porcello, otherwise known as a hundo, and it's on the ground right side. Holt to his left. Shaw will cover for the out that ends the inning. Let's take a look at the updated Red Sox box score. The Bruins-Canadiens rivalry. Bruins Summer Face-Off Live, presented by New England Nissan dealers. And Bruin in the house today, Matt Bolesky here at Fenway Park on the monster seats.
Getting welcome to Boston.
We play along to the bottom of the 7th inning. Rusney Castillo will lead it off. You're on fire today. You really are. Really
I love Labor Day.
You are good stuff today. Coming out of the Rem Dog. This one is fouled off at the dish. Got a piece of Russell Martin.
Right shoulder, you see that the padding he uses very flexible up on the right and left shoulder.
Maybe too flexible. Low and away. Steele with a sac fly in the 2nd inning. Singled in the 4th inning. Grounded out to short in the 5th. Foul over by the Red Sox, or rather the Blue Jays dugout. Well, don't miss the excitement of the Bruins and Celtics this season. Single game suites are now on sale. It's an ideal way for groups of 18 to 60 fans to enjoy a game. For additional info, visit tdgarden.com/suite rentals or call the number on your screen. This one fouled off over by the on deck circle. And again, got a piece of Russell Martin, it appears.
Let's see where this one gets him. Right shoulder again.
Enough of that. Castillo to be followed by Holt and Swihart. 6, 7, and 8 here for the Red Sox. There's Hole waiting on deck as Liam Hendricks gave up a double to Xander Bogaerts in the 6th inning, then got Ortiz to strike out, Shaw to fly out. And he's back out there to start this bottom of the 7th. Here's a chopper off the plate. Donaldson waiting for it to come down. His throw will be not in time as Castillo beats it out. That ball was in the air a very long time.
Say, Donaldson made a heck of a play there with his bare hand and made it close at first base. I didn't think he was going to have a chance on that high bounce from Castillo. But he goes to the bare hand and quickly releases it, and at least makes it a very close play at first base. And boy, I tell you, that's closer than I thought it was.
No challenge here from the Blue Jays.
And Foot does, gets the bag, the front of the bag before it's in the glove.
So second hit of the day for Rusney Castillo.
Rusney hustling all the way down the line. There you see the throw, and great angle right there at that throw coming to first base.
Big swing and a miss on a pitch up at 96 miles an hour for Brock Holt. Brock today has flied out to left, singled to center and scored, grounded out to second base in the 5th. Oh, 0-2, same spot. A little bit faster that time. Velocity a tick higher at 97.
Hey, you can see Holt kind of look out at him like, where did that come from?
Trying to go up there again, and this time Holt lays off. Action in the pen has the former starter Jeff Francis warming. The Yankees have scored 3 times in New York and have an 8-5 lead now over the Orioles in the 7th inning from the Bronx. Pitch in the dirt, and it's now 2-2 to Brock Holt. Just when the Orioles tied things up, the Yankees have now gone ahead. Well, the Blue Jays, who hold a 1.5 game lead heading into today's action, trail by 6 runs. To left center field. On the move is Pilar, the center fielder, into the slide to make the catch out there in left center. Sending Castillo back to the bag at first with now 1 out. Covering some pretty good ground is Kevin Pilar.
Yeah, that's a tough play, too, because it's slicing away from him. And, you know, we've watched him all year in center field. He gets a terrific jump on the ball, has good closing speed. That time fighting in the sun, just a real nice play by Pilar. Looked like Holt might have had a gap on that. Instead, it was quickly covered by Kevin Pilar.
1 on, 1 out. Blake Swihart, the batter. Swihart grounding out to short in the 2nd inning. Had a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. And then singled to right and scored in the 6th. Down 0-2. 7-game hitting streak at 440 along the way. 11 for 25. It has been a fun week for the Red Sox and their offense. You're getting a look at the future of the Red Sox, and the future looks pretty bright right now the way these guys have played. Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting on deck here with 1 out, 1 on. Swihart will let it pass, and it's outside. Strike three call. Swihart taking it, and that is the second strikeout for Hendricks since coming into the game. It's also out number 2, the 7th inning.
A low fastball this time by Hendricks right at the bottom of the strike zone for the strikeout. It's almost like Swihart may have been looking for something other than fastball that time, because it was about 2 or 3 inches up from the knees.
Now 2 down, Castillo at first base. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr., who has 3 hits today, including a home run, as he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Go back to the 6th inning, picks up his 8th home run of the year. Line drive, opposite field, and into the monster seats. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, another hits, both singles. Smoke holding on Castillo, led off with an infield hit, still there with 2 down. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. And it's 1-2. Is taking second base with the ball in the dirt is Rusney Castillo. He broke right away and saw that ball in the dirt.
I'd say as a group, the Red Sox are very good at this. On the ball that's in the dirt, taking off at first base, and their success rate on that is very, very high. Castillo seeing that ball bouncing, takes off, and of course no way Martin can come up clean with that.
Fouled off to the left out of play. Live long and prosper, Red Sox fans. It's Star Trek night at Fenway on September the 22nd. Limited tickets are available at redsox.com/Star Trek. Jerry, are you a Trekkie?
No.
No, never got into it.
I like the guy with the big ears, though.
Spock?
Yeah. Leonard Nimoy? Was that?
Yes.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch in the air to right field. Bautista on the move, is not going to get there. One hops up into the seats for a ground rule double. And they'll award the plate to Rusney Castillo for the 9th Red Sox run of the day. It comes on the 4th hit of the day for Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yeah, what a day out of the 9th spot for Bradley Jr. Well over 300 now with the batting average. Picks up his 4th RBI. Gets a breaking ball that's going to be down and in and pulls it. I mean, this is just a clinic that Bradley's putting on today. One hop into the fence, over the fence, I should say, for the ground rule double.
Second time that he has compiled 4 in a game this season, and he is aboard at second base with 2 outs for Mookie Betts. He's had a 3-hit day of his own as he takes strike 1 at 98 right down the middle. Kind of an angry pitch from Liam Hendricks. Now tomorrow to be R.A. Dickey, the former National League Cy Young Award winner. Henry Owens going for the Red Sox in game 2. He is 2-2. This one fouled off Martin, and down he goes. It's been a tough inning.
Well, it looks like the right arm again, or right shoulder for Martin. He's had about enough of this inning.
Same place.
Oh.
Manny Gonzalez, home plate umpire, kind of catching him as he goes down. In the air to left center field. Back goes Pilar towards the dirt of the track, and he'll make the catch on the base of the track to end the inning. Red Sox out a run. We head to the 8th, 9-2 Boston. yourself succeed at snhu.edu. The Scion TC. And by Uno's, committed to the craft of pizza since 1943. Now, today's game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Mark Burley chased from this game after 3 1/3, charged with 5 runs, 9 hits, didn't strike anybody out. Josh Donaldson, 2 for 3 in the ball game, including his 37th home run. On the other side, Red Sox have got good pitching, good offense. Rick Porcello going 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs so far in the day. That's 3 for 5 in the game, and Jackie Bradley Jr. out of the 9 spot, 4 for 4, including home run number 8. Rick Porcello back on the mound for inning number 8. And pitch 101 is going to miss, or is it? No, it's called a strike. Noe Ramirez up in the Red Sox pen for Boston. The 0-1 is up the middle, but Holt ranging to grab it, and nice play off balance on the throw to get Pilar. He was positioned perfectly up the middle.
Yeah, those defensive charts come in handy, don't they? I mean, you could see right there where Holt is playing, so he plays it on the one hop going to his backhand and makes a good accurate throw to short at first base to get the out. So you study those charts, you get positioned well, and sometimes you take base hits away.
Now the top of the order, Ben Revere, 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, and flied out. Softly grounded down the first base line. It'll kick foul off the inseam of the grass. Well, right now you can get up to 60 months with no interest on anything at Jordan's Furniture. Furnish one room or your entire home. Best of all, you'll get to enjoy it right now. Visit Jordans.com for details. 1 out in the 8th. Ben Revere batting. As Porcello has jumped ahead here 0-2. You see the shadows halfway to the mound. Ball changing colors on the way in now. And a breaking ball. 1-2. It's harder to deal with a fastball or breaking ball when you're in these conditions.
I think the breaking ball, I think it's tougher to pick up a spin on the off-speed pitches, the slide of the change up, the curveball.
To right field, Bradley coming in, but that'll drop in for a base hit with 1 out here in the 8th. And the first hit of the day for Ben Revere. Make NESN.com your new home for fantasy football news and analysis. Our experts' positional rankings and draft day strategies are sure to help you dominate your league this fall. Visit NESN.com/fantasy for our 2015 draft kit and start chasing that championship. 1 on, 1 out. Josh Donaldson, the batter. Blue Jays trying to get something going here in the 8th, trailing by 7 runs. Driven to left field, and this is going to grab some wall. Off the ricochet, Castillo gets it in quickly to third, and it's a very long single for Josh Donaldson.
Talk about hitting a baseball hard. How often do you see a line shot off the wall with a man on first, can't get to third base?
Here comes Torey Lovello with 1 out and 2 on, and back-to-back hits here for the Jays. Going to make the change. He's had Noe Ramirez in the pen. It's 9-2 Sox. Pitching change from Fenway. food available at Men's Warehouse. TC will be joined by Sox President of Baseball Operations, Dave Dombrowski, on Yawkey Way. Going to be very pleased with what he has seen here. 9-2, Red Sox have the lead over the Jays with 1 out, 2 on. And Jose Bautista takes strike 1 from the new Red Sox pitcher, Noe Ramirez. Into his 6th game, 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Opponent's hitting at .259 against Ramirez. Comes in here to face Bautista, and this one will get away. Runners will be able to advance. Revere takes 3rd as Donaldson takes 2nd.
That fastball just kept running inside the Bautista, and Swihart could not knock it down. It does get a piece of his glove, as you can see right here, but is going to deflect back to the backstop.
Charge him with a pass ball.
Swihart was set up away, and that ball came way inside.
Driven to left field. Back goes Castillo, and this is going to be high off the wall and will score 2 runs. Revere coming in, Donaldson coming in, and it's now 9-4. So Bautista driving in a pair. Both those runs charged to Rick Porcello.
You know, it's what we talked about earlier in the ballgame, Don. I mean, they have so much offensive firepower that they're never really out of a game. And there's a pitch inside again. Bautista likes it in there and rifles it off that left field wall.
So that closes the book on Rick Porcello, who goes 7 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, walked 2, struck out 4. Runner at first now, and the pitch to Encarnacion that misses for ball 1.
A pretty good pitch right there, a slider from Ramirez. Looked like it got the outside part of the plate, but not called a strike.
Fouled off into the Jays dugout, third base way. Tazawa has not yet thrown a pitch, but he's going to start warming up. Encarnacion cleans this out and fouls it off up into the seats. Is your child good at writing silly captions for photos? Visit NESN.com/freeze-frame to see the photo of the week and send in a caption that can make it on the next NESN Clubhouse show. Visit NESN.com/freeze-frame today. Encarnacion with a count of 1-2. Troy Tulowitzki waiting on deck. To third base, and it'll be Sandoval going to second for 1, on to first for 2. Around the horn they go, 5-4 to 3. 9-4 Red Sox. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now on southwest.com. Your local Subaru dealers. And by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. Maria Stefanos, Fox 25, watching Red Sox baseball here today at Fenway Park. Part of our partnership with Fox 25. There's a breaking ball in there for a strike. All of our partners here today. We have Mike McCune, WCAX from Vermont here today as well. Pablo Sandoval will take another breaking ball there and take a hack at it, foul it off. The pitcher for the Jays, Jeff Francis, into the game. He's their 5th pitcher of the day. His 10th appearance, 1-2 with a 6.23 earned run average. 13 innings, 16 Ks. Opponents hitting at .296 against him.
Russell Martin, the catcher, wanted that real bad.
Let's see Agondo up in the Red Sox pen. Right off the end of the bat, it spins its way foul. So Hendricks ended up going an inning and 2/3 of relief. Just going to look at that breaking ball that he fouls off right off the end of the bat.
Yeah, it was so slow that Sandoval was way out in front of that pitch. Usually they pull that ball.
Now ground ball towards third. Donaldson racing in. Throws out Sandoval. Well, tomorrow on an all-new Red Sox report, see highlights from the Jimmy Fund month and watch as the Red Sox relaunch the Ice Bucket Challenge. Catch it all tomorrow at 5 on this week's edition of the Red Sox Report. Xander Bogaerts batting here for the 5th time today. He's grounded out twice, fly to right and double. Takes strike 1 on the breaking ball. Hendricks ended up going an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, a run, didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. And now Jeff Francis, the 5th arm of the day, used by John Gibbons. That'll skip in. Three and 1. Francis, teammates of Troy Tulowitzki on that 07 Rockies team. It's right back at him. He'll flip to first for out number 2 of the inning. Here comes David Ortiz. 2 extra base hits today, but neither a home run. Both doubles, 1 to right, 1 to left. AB number 5 of the day for Big Papi. Ball 1. Sitting on 497. Ball and a strike to Big Papi. Very deep and straight away in the outfield for the Blue Jays. While they shift in the infield, they're straight up in the outfield. Two and 1. Francis, one of the call-ups, September call-ups, coming up on the 1st of September when the roster expanded. Falling behind here, 3 and 1. Finished the year 6 and 3 for Buffalo. Made 14 starts for him and a 2.35 earned run average. AAA, and David in the driver's seat right here. 3 and 1 against Francis. Inside, ball 4, and Ortiz down to first base with 2 down here in the 8th.
Probably have a pinch runner for Ortiz right now, I would think, with that calf problem. Looks like Devin Marrero coming out to pinch run.
So the day for Big Papi. No home runs today. In search of 500 as the crowd salutes him on the way off. So Marrero now running at first base with 2 down. Travis Shaw, the batter. And he'll take strike 1. Single in the second. Since then, he's lined out, struck out, and flied out. In the air to right field. Bautista going back onto the track, spins around, can't catch it because it's gone. A 2-run home run for Travis Shaw, his 8th of the year, and the Red Sox open it up on top 11-4. He got all twisted up there in right field and then never really could time his leap. It's gone.
Yeah, he wasn't sure which way to turn. That ball was hit very high by Shaw. It's a breaking ball, as you can see, a curveball, and he reaches out and hooks the ball. That ball's toward the outside part of the plate. It gives you an idea of how strong Shaw is. There you see Bautista twisting and turning, and obviously cannot reach it as the ball gets over the fence into the bullpen for the home run.
Now one golf foul off to the right. So for Shaw, his 8th home run of the year. Having a chance to show what he can do here at the end of the season. Here's a ground ball left side. Donaldson on the run and in time to end the inning. But 2 more runs for the Red Sox thanks to the 2-run home run by Shaw. 11-4 Boston. Blue Jays, and it's time now to take a look at our Toyota play of the game. Jackie Bradley Jr. back in the 6th inning. Opposite field, 2-run home run into the monster seats. His 8th home run of the year. RBIs 33 and 34. It's been a big day for him today. 4 hits and 4 RBIs. Changes for the Red Sox as we play along here to the 9th inning. Brock Holt moving from second base to third. Sandoval coming out. Josh Rutledge now at second base. And a new Boston pitcher is Alexei Agondo. His 56th appearance, 2-0, the 3.65 ERA. And it's Troy Tulowitzki who leads it off here for Toronto, taking ball 1. So Noe Ramirez ends up going 2/3 of an inning. Did allow 2 inherited runners to score. Allowed one hit. No runs of his own. Didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. Now Gondo beginning the 9th inning. And a foul back and out of play. Alexia Gondo started the 7th inning on Friday night against the Phillies. Did not pitch on Saturday or Sunday. Here he is on Monday. Foul again off to the right out of play. 1-2. Tulowitzki first, and then Justin Smoke and Russell Martin scheduled to bat in the inning. 16 games for Gondo, a 2.57 earned run average. 12 of these last 16 appearances have been scoreless for Gondo. In the air to shallow right center field. In comes Mookie Betts for out number 1 of the 9th inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Justin Smoke. Smoke walking twice today, wrapped around a home run. Solo shot down the right field line in the 5th inning. One of 2 home runs allowed by Rick Porcello in his outing today. Red Sox shifting, and they have changed up what they're going to do here as they bring Holt to the right side of the infield and Bogaerts goes back to the left. Down by the shoe tops for ball 2, 2-0. Final line on Rick Porcello today: 7 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs. He walked 2, struck out 4. Chance for his 7th win of the year.
Another real strong performance today by Porcello. His 3rd straight, and against a very good hitting ball club.
Three and 0. Smoke now, Martin next. Blue Jays batting here in the top half of the 9th inning. There's a strike right down the middle at 96 miles an hour. That's over towards right center. Gap out in left center field here on Smoke. Ground ball foul. And a full count now as Gondo battles back. Eleven runs, 17 hits, no errors for Boston. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. Strike 3 call, and Smoke knew it. Takes with him the first strikeout for Gondo. 2 down in the 9th.
It drops a slider on him on a 3-2 count. I think that's the last thing that Smoke expected on this. And almost lost. You could see right there. We talked about, the breaking ball being tough to pick up. You see Swihart almost lost that ball.
So 2 down here in the 9th inning brings up Russell Martin. Blue Jays catcher 0 for 3. He has struck out, grounded out twice. One and one. Porcello, Noe Ramirez, Alexia Gondo, the trio so far of pitchers used today by Labello. 1-1 pitch. Close, but called the ball, and it's 2-1 now to Russell Martin. Gondo ranks second on the staff in relief innings with 56 2/3 coming in. Yankees have already won today, 8-6 over Baltimore. Strike two.
That slider again from Gondo.
So if this holds up, and the Red Sox are a strike away from having it hold up, the Blue Jays would hold just a half a game lead over the Yankees. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Martin barely staying alive. Fenway standing is one with 2 down in the top of the 9th. In the air to right field. Out there is Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting and catching out number 3 of the 9th. Red Sox win. A 1-2-3 9th inning for Gondo. 11-4 the final. We're back with more after this.